I'm guessing it's just gonna pop up like all the places that I can learn like new shouts and stuff, so not really that concerned for it right now, since all I really use is... What the fuck was that? I don't even know. First off, dude, the force. Whoa, that is a strong ass blast. Holy shit. All right, let's see here. Map. Yep, College of Winterhold. Yes, I would love to fast travel to College of Winterhold. The College of Winterhold is an independent organization and thus not affected by the dissolution of the Mages Guild at the beginning of the Fourth Era. Good to know. Alright, thank you. I really need to get rid of this vampire bite eventually. It sucks being a vampire. I've been a vampire for like 90% of the Let's Play right now. At least. Not more. I don't even remember. Alright. Time to go find out where I can find this. And then... hopefully, if I can get it, in my next quick fast travel. Hi! Yes, you.
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand.
I'm looking for an Elder Scroll.
And what do you plan to do with it? Do you even know what you're asking about? Or are you just someone's errand boy?
No, I know what I'm asking about. Tell me, it's like, do you have one here?
You think that even if I did have one here, I would let you see it?
Alright, so he doesn't have
It
one.
would be kept under the highest security. The greatest thief in the world wouldn't be able to lay a finger on it.
Alright, so... I need to find one, and you are the best
I don't
thing.
know who told you that, but I'll do what I can. What we do have are plenty of books. I'll bring everything we have on them, but it's not much. So don't get your hopes up. It's mostly lies, leavened with rumor and conjecture.
Alright, cool. Is that it? So, where are you going? I guess we're just playing the waiting game?
Here you go. Try not to spill anything on them.
What?
All this knowledge might have been lost were it not for you.
So, what am I supposed to do?
I don't care if you wrote it yourself. If you want a book from here, you go through me.
Oh, Ruminations of the Elder Scrolls. Alright. Imagine living beneath the waves with a strong-sided blessing of the most excellent fabric. Holding the fabric over your gills, you would begin to breathe, drink its warp. Wait, what? Breathe, drink its warp, and weft. Weft? Is that weft? I don't even know. Though the plant matter fibers imbue your soul, the wretched plankton would pollute the cloth until it stank to the heavens of prophecy. There's one manner to which the scrolls first came to pass. But are we the sea, or the breather, or the fabric? Or, switch page, are we the breath itself? Can we flow through the scrolls as knowledge flows through, being a water? Or are we stuck morass of the sea filth that gathers on the edge? Imagine again, this time, but different. A bird cresting the wind is lifted by a gust and downed by a stone. But the stone can only come from above, if the bird is upside down. Where, then, did the gust come from? And which direction? Did the gods send either, or has the bird decreed their presence by her own mind-making? The all sight of scrolls make a turning of the mind such that relative positions are absolutely in their primacy. Or primacy. Primacy? Primal? I don't know. I ask you again to imagine for me. This time you are beneath the ground. A tiny acorn planted by some well-meaning elf maiden of the woodlands for her pleasure. You wish to grow, but fear what you may become. So you push off the water, the dirt, the sun, to stay in your hole. But is it in very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself? Hold on. But it is in the very pushing that you become a tree, in spite of yourself. How did that happen? The acorn is a kind of tree egg in this instance, and the knowledge is water and sun. We are the chicken inside the egg, but also the dirt. The knowledge from scrolls is what we push against to become full-sighted ourselves. One final imaging before your mind closes from the shock of ever knowing. You are now a flame burning bright blue within a vast emptiness. In time, you see your brothers and sisters burnings of their own in the distance and along your side. A sea of pinpoints, a constellation of memories. Each burns bright, then flickers. Then, two more take its place, but not forever, lest the void fills with rancid light that sucks the thought. Each of our minds is actually the emptiness, and learnings of the scrolls are the pinpoints. Without their stabbing light, my consciousness would be as vast nothingness, unknowing its emptiness as the void is unknowing of itself. But the burnings are dangerous, and must be carefully tended and minded, and brought to themselves and spread to their siblings. That's it. Alright. What about this one? The effects of the Elder Scrolls. It is widely known that among scholars that the Elder Scrolls entailed a certain hazard in their very reading. The mechanism of the effect has, at present, been largely unknown. Theories of hidden knowledge and divine retribution were the subject of idle speculation with little investigation. I, Justinius Paulinus? Dolinus? I don't know if that's a D or a B. Like, just look at it. It's just like, what is it? Anyway, have undertaken to thoroughly document the ailments afflicted by the Elder Scrolls on their readers. Though a unified theory of how they manifest continues to elude me and remains a subject for future study. I have grouped the effects into 4, finding that avenue of experience depends largely upon the mind of the reader. If this is unclear, I hope that a proper dichotomy will lay it plain. Group the first. The naifs. For one who has received no training nor in the history of the nature of the Elder Scrolls, the scroll itself is effectively inert. No prophecy can be scribed nor knowledge obtained. While the scroll will not impart learning to the uninformed, nor it will afflict them in any adverse fashion. Visually, the scroll will appear to be awash with odd lettering and symbols. Those who know their astronomy often claim to recognize constellations in the patterns and connections, but such conjecture is impossible to further investigate, since the very nature of this study necessitates unlearned subjects. Group the second, the unguarded intellects. In this second group that realizes the greater danger from attempting to read the scrolls, these are subjects who have an understanding of the nature of the Elder Scrolls and possess sufficient knowledge to actually read what is inscribed there. They have not, however, developed adequate discipline to stave off the mind-shattering effect of having a glimpse. Oh, wrong way. Whoops. Glimpse of infinity. These unfortunate souls are struck immediately, irrevocably, and completely blind. Such is the price for overreaching one's faculties. It bears mentioning, though, that with the blindness also comes a fragment of that hidden knowledge. Whether the future, the past, or deep natures of being is dependent on the individual and their place in the greater spheres. But the knowledge does come. Group the third. Why do they say group the third? I don't get it. Just call it the third group. Is it just me? Or is that just... I feel like it's just me. Group the third. Who the fuck says that? Honestly. Anyway. The meditated understanding. Alone in Tamriel, it would appear that only the cult of the ancestor moth has discovered the discipline to properly guard one's mind when reading the scrolls. Their novitiates must undergo the most rigorous mental cultivation, and they often spend a decade or more at the monastery before allowed to read their first Elder Scroll. The monks say this is for the initiate's own protection, as they have witnessed many unguarded intellects among their more eager ranks. With appropriate fortitude, these readers also receive blindness, though at a far lesser magnitude than the unguarded. Their vision fogs slightly, but they retain shape, color, and enough acuity to continue to read the mundane text. The knowledge they gain from the scroll is also tempered somewhat. It requires stations of meditation and reflection to fully appreciate and express what one saw. Alright, so that's cool, I guess. Group the fourth. Illuminated understanding. So this is where it's like, oh, I'm a fucking sage and I know what the hell is going on. Between the previous groups and this one exists a continuum. Yeah, continuum? I'm guessing that's how it's... or continuum, whatever that is. Continuum. That has, at present, only been traversed by the monks of the Ancestor Moth. With continued readings, the monks become gradually more and more blind, but receive greater and more detailed knowledge. As they spend their waking hours pondering the revelations, they also receive a further degree of mental fortitude. There is, for every monk, a day of penultimate reading, when the only knowledge the Elder Scroll imparts is that the monk's next reading shall be his last. For each monk, the penultimate reading comes at a different and unknowable time. Preliminary work has been done to predict the occurrences by charting the severity of an individual's monk's blindness. But all who reach these later stages report that the increasing blindness seemed to taper with increased readings. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is... What the fuck? Hold on. Okay, let me reread that. Some pose the notion that some other unseen sense is, in fact, continue to diminish at this upper range, but I shall leave such postulations to philosophers. To prepare for his ultimate reading, a monk typically withdraws his seclusion in order to reflect upon a lifetime of revelations and appoint his mind for the reception of his last. Upon this final reading, he is forever blinded, as sure as those unguarded ones who race to knowledge. The illuminated one, though, has retained his understanding over a lifetime, and typically possesses a more integral notion of what has been revealed to him. It is hoped that this catalogue will prove useful to those who wish to further our mortal understanding of the Elder Scrolls. The moth priests remain aloof among these matters, talking the gradual debilitation that comes with the reading as point of pride. May this serve as a useful starting point for those hoping to take up such study. So it was P. It was a P. Okay, so now we know what it is. It's a P. Dictate to Anstisius Mectum, fourth of the last seed in the 126th year of the Second Era. God damn, this is an old book. Alright. Thank you. Anything else?
Archmage or not, my rules about books still stand.
Yeah, this Ruminations book is incomprehensible.
Aye, that's the work of Septimus Cygnus. He's the world's master of the nature of Elder Scrolls, but, well, he's been gone for a long while. Too long.
Oh, great. Where'd he go?
Somewhere up north, in the ice fields. He said he found some old Dwemer artifact, but well, that was years ago. Haven't heard from him since.
Looks like we're gonna have to go back up to the actual place again. Oh, lovely. Who would have thought? Going for one goddamn piece, like, knowledge, it's gonna fucking take forever.